All right, we just gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Rule number 11. 06. Practice, practice, practice until it becomes automatic. I think that this is very self-explanatory, right? It's amazing to me how many people believe that they could just jump in and things are just automatically supposed to happen, or they look at somebody and say, "Hey, you are so talented. Oh my God, you're so great at what you do." They totally neglect the time and effort that the person has put into practicing, had the hours. I once met a musician um that said that he practiced the drums for 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. And it showed. Shout out to Chris Brown. I thought that that was amazing. When he said that and I saw him playing at a show, you can see that where the 10 hours came into play. He wasn't looking at his instrument. It almost seemed effortless. It almost seemed effortless. And that's what I mean by automatic. When you hear about Kobe Bryant in the gym early in the morning and rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But when you hear early in the morning or multiple times and stuff like that, just practicing shot, practicing the dribble, or when you see somebody like Steph Curry, he just basically automatic, could do it from anywhere. There's no thought. I think that it's a disrespect. It's a form of disrespect to think that it's just supposed to come. And even if you're talented, your talent will take you so far, but your work ethic and the ability to master your craft, stay on top of your craft. You have to practice, practice, practice until it becomes automatic, right? And so, saying that, I'm going to go to this rule number 11, which I got in '06. In 2006, like I told you before, in '05, we did the mixtape 101 and mixtape 102. Then we got to concrete music. And the practice here is recording and releasing music. How to get, top-notch music together and then get it out to the public and get it to a public that actually wants it. Right. So that's what we were practicing. We were practicing on, recording and releasing music and marketing music the right way. We were practicing a show that would wow people, that would want people, that would get people to want to show up to the show, that would get people to want to buy whatever we were selling, whether it was merch or music or whatever the case may be. But the point was, at no time did, even if a person was like, "Oh, that was dope," and then they gave you the pat on the back, you never sat on your heels and be like, "Oh my God, yeah, I'm really dope. I'm really dope. The world's gonna open up for me." Nah, it was about practicing and practicing and practicing until it became automatic. Like rehearsing too. Like, when you hit that stage, or even in the studio, you don't want to forget your lyrics. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, just be fumbling around on stage and stuff like that. You want to go through your set and your songs, so it's automatic. You don't have to think about it. You're not looking at a paper. You're not looking down. You're not looking at an iPad. You know what I'm saying? You got some choreography, step by step. That thing comes automatic. Look at boxers a lot of time. Yeah, it's a mental game, but it's like it's moves that they do. There's combinations that they practice over again, so that when they're in certain types of scenarios, it comes automatic. You're not thinking about anything, because a lot of times you don't have time to sit there and think or overthink things. You have to move on it. But the only way that actually works to your benefit is after you practice and you practice and you practice until it became automatic. You know? So you cannot convince me or anyone else that you really want it unless you're willing to put the time and the energy into whatever it is that you're trying to do. Your instrument, your vocals, your songwriting, your production. If you do it sometimes, well, you know what? There's somebody that's doing it all the time. And I'm one of them, right? How you going to beat me? You can't even beat me. I'm in the studio all the time. I'm recording all the time, every single day. You can't jump up and do it once a month. You can't even do it once a week and think that you're going to get ahead. It ain't going to work like that. You might as well play lotto. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand what you want. And if you're not willing to work for it, I guess maybe it's not for you. Stay wherever you at, because really you in the way. Well, you're not really in the way. You in your own way. You know what I'm saying? Because for the people that are practicing, becoming automatic, you're not really in the way. I mean, think about it. If you go to the basketball court, I don't know, every weekend, and maybe you're nice. Maybe you're crossing mugs up, you know what I'm saying, breaking a couple ankles and you're doing some things or whatever like that. But for the dude that's, that stays in the gym practicing all the time, maybe they're playing D1 and they're about to level up and they in the gym weight training and stuff like that, and maybe they're just chilling for the summertime and just want to play some street ball. They will bust your behind every single time. Right? because they got so many tools in the kit that they've been working on. You just a weekend warrior, if that. So that's the thing with this music thing. I look it. Don't get it twisted. Everybody may have to work a job first. Like, yeah, I don't expect you to deal dope or do something stupid to jeopardize your freedom. So you're gonna have to work. So, but the thing is if you could work 40 hours for a job, then you could put in 80 hours for yourself. And part of that 80 hours is practicing. Practicing, whether it's practicing your instrument, practicing your songwriting, practicing your marketing, practicing on getting the business together. There's a lot of things to practice. There's a lot of things to learn. So if you're going to shut yourself out and say, I don't need to learn anything, I got everything I want, I don't need to practice, I'm just that nice. Well, guess what? There's somebody that's just that nice too, and they're practicing. You know what I'm saying? They're practicing. You know what I'm saying? And the practice don't have to be rigid or nothing like that. Your practices can be fun. You know what I'm saying? The whole point is that you're focused in tune to what you're trying to do. You're not wishy-washy with it, and you're not, wishing upon a star for it. Again, if that's your move, then you should basically probably play lotto. I'm going to say that. Because if you're feeling lucky, you might as well play lotto. But I guess some of this thing is luck, but you can drive a lot of that luck if you're willing to put in, again, the time and energy, the practice. So that's what I learned in '06. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's not even that I learned it. I think that's when I kind of put the stamp on it, because I was already recording and releasing music. But then I started by practicing all the time and rehearsing all the time. Around this time is when I started, I guess, coming out of being an amateur with it and coming to be more of not really a professional. I want to say a little bit more experience in advance during this time, because I was in the studio heavy. And I was in the studio completing actual projects heavy. And those projects that I was putting together, I was out there marketing the projects and myself heavy, trying to book shows heavy, all that stuff, everything that it takes to be great as an independent recording artist, as an independent musician. I was doing everything that it takes. Okay. And not asking anybody for, look at my talent, my skill, you should sign me up. That's because, that. If by this time at rule number 11, if you still thinking like that, you might as well shut this off and go somewhere else, because it's not for you. I have conversations with a lot of people, and once you start telling them about the work that is required, they kind of tune out, because that's not really the answer that they were looking for. They were looking for the cosign. They were looking for somebody to come and save them. And again, nobody's coming to save you. So you're better off getting super nice at whatever it is that you're trying to get super nice at. Get super nice at it, because that's the way that people are going to pay attention. That's the way people are going to end up paying you. If you're so-so, maybe you'll make a little bit of bread. I don't think that you'll make a living if you're so-so. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine if Michelin tires made so-so tires? Hey, get our tires, and, hey, maybe they'll last and maybe they won't, you want to drive on the road with that? Nah, you want the best tires for your car. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. It's kind of the same synapses, if you will. You know what I'm saying? With all this great music out there, all these people doing all these great things, talent is not enough. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to excel. You're gonna have to push yourself to the illest limit if you're trying to be the illest. It's not enough to just say that you the illest. Could you imagine somebody's thinking, I'm nice with these hands. I could take on Mike Tyson. I could take on, like, dude, if you're not in the gym training, you gonna get rocked. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that. You trying to enter into the music and entertainment world, and you not really, you're not doubling down on your efforts. You're not practicing. You're kind of taking it like whatever. There's somebody out here like myself. And then there's like myself and even younger, you know what I'm saying? Like, that are practicing every single day, that are getting it in every single day. So how you going to beat us? That's it. I'm out.